and Rajesh Kuthrapali.
You unfriended me? Seriously? Sheldon, why don't you just acknowledge that you have feelings for Amy and you don't want her going out with other men?
And unfriend Leonard Hofstadter.
Here's a radical thought. Go old school. Challenge Stewart to a fight. I mean, nothing makes the ladies hotter than two skinny white guys swatting at each other with their eyes closed.
And unfriend Howard Wolowitz.
It's like he's playing Battleship.
There you go. Sheldon from The Big Bang Theory quite deliberately deleting Facebook friends. Well, now a new study has found that blocking and culling your online friends might be more problematic than you think.
That's right. Dr. Bruce Wells is a behaviour and happiness expert. He's here with some advice on how to purge your social media friends without hurting anyone's feelings. Dr. Bruce, according to this study, don't unfriend me now, unfriending someone online can have consequences in the real world. So what are the repercussions?
Yeah, certainly have. Great question, Dave. Good to see you both this morning. Now, a study I was reading the other day, the average number of users that a Facebook person has is 287. That's a few more than me, I can tell you. But interestingly, of all those numbers, people only want to be friends with about 10% of the people online. So they're interested in deleting a lot of them. 26% of people want to delete a lot of their friends. So what are some of the consequences if you go ahead and delete them? Well, firstly, you lose networking opportunities. More and more people are actually using Facebook today for job networking. That's a smart move. So that's one consequence. Secondly, more and more people are worried about what's going to happen when they unfriend someone and then they meet them in the street later. Apparently about 50% of people are actively trying to avoid the people they unfriend. Have a think about that. Ouch.
That's a lot of work.
And thirdly, people are worried about reprisals. What am I talking about? Cyberbullying. And it's a big one. We've seen how that increases. People get onto Facebook, they're anonymous, and all of a sudden they do things they wouldn't dream of doing in real life. Similar to road rage, David, that we spoke about a couple of weeks ago.
All right, so Bruce, should you then perhaps tell someone that you're about to delete them online as a friend? And how do you approach that conversation? Because I imagine that's pretty tricky as well.
Yeah, that is an interesting one. And Georgie, I'll say a question straight back to you. I'll say, well, how would you approach a conversation like that with a real friend? So someone that you wanted to retain as a real friend. Now, I use the golden rule. Do unto others as I want people to do to me. If they're a real friend online, and someone you want to maintain a contact with, but let's say you've noticed that they're starting to do some strange behaviours, maybe some inappropriate remarks, some racist remarks, some sexist remarks, we've all seen that. Well, you can just delete them, or if you want to retain them as a friend, get them into a private chat room, talk to them about their behaviours, try and get them to see your point of view, work out your expectations, each other's boundaries, and then maybe you want to retain them as a friend. If it's someone that you rarely have contact with, you might just decide, delete. Sometimes that's the best option.
Now, I mean, once you clean up your stream, you want a clean stream. Once you've done that, it's good, yeah? There's benefits to this.
There are benefits to this. Keep in mind, I was reading the other day as well, that about the average Facebook user spends about 8.5 hours a week online. That's interesting. 8.5 hours. So straight away, by culling some of those people, you can focus more on the people that you want to stay in contact with, and that frees up time for things like working on your relationship, spending more time getting to know Georgie and the other camera people in Channel 9.
We do plenty of that. Good, and here's a thought, meeting in person.
No, don't
chatting
do that.
face to face.
Don't do that. Thanks, Dr. Bruce. You can visit his website at drbruce.com.au.